Yes, good morning, good evening, everyone. This is Betska, the Guru Coach, and we welcome, Raj and I welcome again, Thiru Thiruvengadam, who is a global business consultant with extensive experience. And as you can see from our previous podcast with Thiru, that, oh my God, he's got so much to offer. And we're just taking snippets of wisdom to share with you. Today, Thiru is going to be focusing on the value proposition. So, Thiru, take it away.
Thank you, Betska. Thank you, Raj, for inviting me again. So in the previous podcast, we discussed about what makes an entrepreneur successful. We also spoke about how to identify the market and get organized to deliver to the market. Today, we are going to spend some time on discussing as to what is the value that this organization can create and deliver to the market, and how do they communicate that to the market. So value proposition is essentially the aggregation of all the products and services the organization is going to develop and then deliver, which would create this value. Value to who? Value to the customer who is receiving it. Obviously, this organization is organized to receive value for themselves as well, but initially they will have to deliver this value to the client in a manner that the client is satisfied, and then he is rewarding them with the revenue and maybe additional business, etc. Now, this value runs across the fabric of the organization. To the extent that this value is clearly defined and then proposed to the client is able to perceive as to what he is going to get from this organization by engaging with them. That happens through the efforts of the marketing and sales departments of the organization. Then subsequently, this value has to get delivered by the rest of the organization, which is, let us say, the product development and delivery, customer support, etc., in a manner that the customer who has put faith into this organization based on the communications that they have made, based on this value that they propose to the customer, is actually delivered to them. So this is how this value proposition, properly defined at the beginning of the organization, actually runs across the organization and across to the customer organization, and then stays with these two entities forever. And as they introduce newer and newer products, they continue to kind of evolve with this. If they have one product and then they are kind of modifying the same product, then they will have to think through as to what is this additional value this modification is going to bring in. If they are into multiple products, what is this new product which is going to add to the customer in terms of the additional value?
Thiru, I have a question for you. So give us an example. I think that's the best way for us to understand what is a value proposition.
Oh, absolutely. So before I give you an example, let me quickly say that the value proposition for the organization could be an innovative one or an incremental one. The innovative one is something, a disruptive technology or something that they are bringing in to do something which the client is currently doing in a very different manner. For example, RPA, or robotic process automation, is a technology which is very fast gaining ground now, wherein organizations can use this technology now to replace a whole lot of mundane jobs that loads of people are sitting and then doing, and then replace them with a computer system. So they automate and then relieve all this manual labor that is, doing those jobs. Thereby, what is happening is the organization which is receiving this value automates and then relieves all this manual labor, reduces the cost, improves the efficiency, improves on the accuracy of the process, etc. So this is one example of how a value is delivered to the organization. So the organization which is offering the services on RPA would say, we will offer you a service to automate all your manual processes, replace them with more accurate, timely, and faster output through our system. That is the value proposition, Betska.
So you know what I was thinking about when you were talking about robotics? All I can think of is on television, they show you a vacuum cleaner a robot vacuum cleaner who's buzzing around your house. I just thought that's exactly what I thought about. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's also another innovation. Yes.
Yeah.
Example.
So again, what did you say their value proposition was? I'm curious.
For this organization, which is offering services using robotic process automation, or RPA, which is called, is the value proposition is we automate your internal processes by replacing manual labor through automation, thereby increasing the speed, the agility, improve the accuracy, and reduce the cost.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, those are the values that the receiving organization will get by employing this solution.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so fascinating.
So, what is the importance of these values in any organizations and according to the systems?
So, in a marketplace, organizations or the customers are looking for better and faster ways of doing whatever they are involved with. It could be a challenge they are facing, or it could be an opportunity they don't know how to address. In either case, an organization which is trying to offer this value to them could be either offering a solution to address the challenge. It could be a pain point. It could be some issue that they have in an organization. For example, let us say a large organization may have an inventory control issue. Their inventory is lying all over the place. They are unable to really visualize what is lying where in a manner that they are able to control it. So as an organization, I can offer them a solution that provides them the visibility of all this inventory, which is lying all over the place. It could be their plant location, So that is one example of a solution. The other example could be like, let us say, the inventory is there, inventory is known to them, but they seem to be building on the inventory much more than what is needed for them to actually deliver their own business. That is because of the lack of visibility they have on the planning in terms of what the customers would require, customer forecasting, etc. So the other solution that I could offer them could be like visibility into their customers and their suppliers and the supply chain, etc., in a manner that they don't necessarily need to stock so much within their own, locations, but maybe they can reduce it. So any number of ways, these value could be delivered to the organization. I probably said this in our previous podcasts. Generally speaking, all this value could be kind of brought down to 4 parameters: time parameter, cost parameter, quality parameter, and service parameter. Now, these are all the values that a customer can receive through the delivery of the product or services from an organization. If the organization is able to define these benefits or the value in these terms, by using my solution, your time will be reduced. By using my solution, your cost will be reduced. Your customer service will get improved. Your quality of service will get improved. These are all the ways that they can communicate. And generally speaking, the questions an organization can ask as to for defining the value proposition is, what is the customer's problem that I'm going to solve? My product or my service, what is the customer's problem we are going to solve? Now, there are also innovative companies who are working on certain problems which the customer does not have today. In the sense, these are the innovative ones that they are trying to offer.
Right.
So the customers may be aware of some problem that they have. In some cases, the customer may not even know that they have a problem.
Yeah.
So that is another way of offering a new value or an additional value or an innovative value to the customer. So these are all the ways the organization can create and define the value. And then the receiving organization, generally speaking, will receive the value in terms of the time, cost, quality, and service.
So Thiru, I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs and solo entrepreneurs who follow our podcast, as well as the big corporations. What would be your single point of advice around value proposition for a new solo entrepreneur who's just starting out? What would you say to them?
I guess they need to clearly define what is the value that they are going to create for the customer or the market segment that they are focusing on, or they are planning to focus on. Because it is very easy to get one customer somehow or other, but it is very difficult to replicate that subsequently, even when it's a case of a solopreneur, Yeah. So in order for you to be able to sustain your, reach into the market and then get more and more customer or sell more to a given customer, you should be clear about what is the value that you are going to deliver to that customer. Yeah. And while you probably have a, idea at the beginning of the cycle, to the extent it is defined, to that extent it gets delivered. Gets delivered in the manner in which the solopreneur or the entrepreneur is visualizing it to get delivered, etc. So definition of value proposition as soon as possible makes the businesses a lot more successful.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Thiru, for being here with us today.
Can anybody out there hear me?